Coming up on Cardinals Insider.
Between the line, we tried to beat him, but outside the line, I had so much respect for the organization.
This is so different from where I'm from. It's just not even close. But it's so fun to be a part of for a couple days.
It's Yadi and Waino in the Big Apple. Plus,
I like the baby blues. Those are just like clean.
We asked the guys which is their favorite uniform to wear. And later, catch up with 2011 World Series champion John Jay.
It meant everything to me. I came up in the Cardinals system in the minor leagues, and then getting a chance to come here and play in Busch and having 45,000 people every single night cheering for you, it was amazing.
Those stories and more ahead on Cardinals Insider. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm Ozzie Smith. Earlier this season, the Cardinals headed to New York to face the Mets in a 4-game series. It seems like every game brings a new milestone for Yadi and Waino as they climb the all-time battery chart. They've had some historic moments against the Mets, so playing in the Big Apple together is special.
What can I say about the Mets? I mean, obviously, between the line, we tried to beat him, but outside the line, I had so much respect for the organization.
I love to visit here for the food and love to see this crazy world that we live in and different lights. This is so different from where I'm from. It's just not even close. But it's so fun to be a part of for a couple days.
Kerr struck him out looking. The Cardinals are going to Michigan to take on the Tigers. They mob Adam Wainwright on the mound.
It was a great moment. I mean, for us, for our city, for our club.
Could you have imagined all these years later, you and Waino would still be working together?
Not really, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with stay in the same team with Waino, be able to spend our career together. I mean, this is amazing.
I think I was probably naive enough in 2006 to think that was possible and probable. And there was no doubt in my mind I was going to be here in 2022 back then. There was no doubt in my mind that Yadi was going to be here. But looking at that, that's a long time. That is kind of crazy. And what a blessing it's been.
We know that it's getting close to the end. We're just trying to enjoy every moment.
He hits it in the air to left field. Back is Chavez. At the wall, this ball is gone. And St. Louis takes a 3-1 ninth inning Game 7 lead.
I mean, in 06, Yadi is a 2-run homer. Sets the stage for my dramatic moment. But what was the cool thing about that after the fact was, I think it was 2013, the All-Star game was here. And Yadi and I were being introduced in the line pregame, and we just got booed like crazy, and it was awesome. It was like my favorite moment ever.
And Adam Wainwright.
I love to come here, get into it with the fans a little bit, talk some trash. They're good trash talkers too. They're good at it. They're good, but they can also take it. They're tough people here. One of the greatest moments of chatter from a fan happened to me last year. We were here, and the day before I was going to pitch, and a fan says, "Wainwright!" And it goes dead silent, which is pretty rare in New York. It goes dead silent, and he goes, "You ruined my life in the 8th grade." And I was like, "That's great. You're welcome. I appreciate it." So that was a fun moment for me too.
After the break,
I like the classic white. I mean, you can't beat it.
they're all classic, but we wanted to know which is the guy's favorite uniform. Then later in the show,
and the first of many, he got him at second base. Yadi back, and nothing's changed.
check out some of our favorite defensive plays by Yadi from over the years. From baby blues to crisp home whites, representing the birds on the bat is always fun. We asked the guys which jersey is their favorite to put on. Take a look.
There's a lot of them. I really like the baby blues. I like that look. I just got to find some cleats that match it.
I like the baby blues. Those are just like clean. When Yadi comes out with that baby blue catcher's gear too, it's sweet.
I would say the baby blues, but I haven't had the best luck in the baby blues. We had blues in Japan. I thought they were cool, and then I was really excited when I found out we were getting them here.
Powder blues. No doubt. It's a good color.
I like our cream, the Saturday home ones. I'm sure a lot of guys say the blue, but I like the Saturday home unis.
I like the cream uniforms. We don't get to wear them a whole bunch, but I just think the combination, the colors with the red, you know, with the cleats and everything, I really think it looks good.
I think the creamies, I like those.
I don't know, it's hard to pick. I like them all, you know, they're all unique and pretty special.
I like the classic white. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, so many great players have put on the jersey. You gotta love it.
I like the home whites. Home white is a classic look, and it's just clean, and the birds on the bat on the front of the jersey pop, and it just looks great.
The normal home whites are sweet too, because, you know, it's the birds on the bat. It's a cool, traditional story franchise that you get that feel where it's like, you know, it's way bigger than, you know, just that uniform. Always take pride in wearing that thing.
Straight ahead, John Jay threw out a first pitch to celebrate his amazing career.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Cardinals welcome back a special guest who has just announced his retirement as a player after an outstanding 12-year Major League career.
Former Cardinal and 2011 World Series champion John Jay recently announced his retirement. He returned to Busch to celebrate his career with the fans, and he even threw out the first pitch.
A broken bat, lifted into shallow center. Jay diving, he comes up with the first out.
It meant everything to me. I came up in the Cardinals system in the minor leagues, and then getting a chance to come here and play in Busch and having 45,000 people every single night cheering for you, you know, it was amazing. I'm always fond of my memory here, and it's a beautiful, magical place to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Cardinals welcome back a special guest who has just announced his retirement as a player after an outstanding 12-year Major League career. Breaking in with the Redbirds as a rookie in 2010, he hit .287 in 6 years with St. Louis, leading the team in batting in 2014, and was a key part of the 2011 World Series champion Cardinals.
Oh man, so many memories. Picking one's that's a hard one. But making my debut here in Busch Stadium was obviously amazing. That's something that was a lifelong dream. But you know, winning the World Series, that's the easy one. Winning the World Series with a group of you know, younger players like myself that were there, and my buddies, and then with a great group of veteran players. What's next? That's a good one. So I'm currently enrolled at the University of Miami, finishing my undergrad in business. So I'm open to whatever. I love baseball. I hope to stay in the game of baseball in some capacity. What capacity, I'm not sure yet. But for now, my focus is on raising my kids and getting that degree.
The St. Louis Science Center, St. Louis's KSDK, and the local chapter of the National Weather Service teamed up to give kids a fun day at the ballpark. KSDK meteorologists made learning fun by conducting experiments on the field. Let's take a closer look at this year's Weather Day.
Weather Day is a really fun day here at the ballpark. We have the KSDK 5 on your side weather team, St. Louis Science Center, and the National Weather Service here to do some fun experiments and teach students about weather. Kids get out of school, they get to come down to the ballpark, and they get to watch some really fun experiments. There's a lot of booms and blasts and fun things going on. Fred Bird comes out. We have a couple players on the field to do an anemometer challenge. So they get to see something different, and then at the end, they get to watch a ball game. Teachers love bringing their students. It's a great day out of the classroom, but you're still taking home a lot of new knowledge. Teachers can find out more information at cardinals.com/weather. We typically try to start advertising the date in the fall the year before, so keep an eye out at cardinals.com/weather for next year's information.
Up next, it's just the love of baseball in St. Louis, the memories, and why baseball is so important to this town.
Transport back in time during St. Louis Browns Day at Busch.
No place takes you in depth with the Cardinals like our YouTube channel. Get to know the players, come along for one-of-a-kind experiences, and hang out with personalities from across Cardinals Nation. Plus, we capture the days and moments that make Cardinals baseball so special. Just search St. Louis Cardinals on YouTube and be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. St. Louis Cardinals Baseball.
Last month, the Cardinals celebrated the St. Louis Browns during a special game. The Browns were a St. Louis American League team for over 50 years before moving to Baltimore following the 1953 season. So when the Orioles came to town, the Cardinals took the chance to recognize the Brownies' vibrant history. President of the St. Louis Browns fan club, Ed Wheatley, tells us all about it.
The Browns fan club members, and we have 700 active members nationwide, and we are a very active fan club, and unfortunately there is no fan club for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Philadelphia Athletics, Boston Braves that's active and participating like our members. And it's just the love of baseball in St. Louis, the memories, and why baseball is so important to this town. Last year we couldn't wait that Baltimore was on the schedule, and then it got delayed with the COVID delays, and this year to have the Orioles come once again, it's very special to be able to come and show and say, look what we have. We are holding these memories. And I owe so much to both Bill DeWitt Jr. and Bill DeWitt III and the St. Louis Cardinals for helping us and being supporters, as well as all the many people who not only watched the Browns play, but it's the children, the grandchildren. What was my grandfather, my grandmother, why were they so diehard about who's this team? What is it I have pictures of him in a Browns hat or a Browns sweater. What was this all about? They want to come. And it's special now to come, and we've got over 200 people going to be sitting in a section dressed, in Browns wear, hats, shirts, and we just want to make a statement that there was a team that played here once. They were called the St. Louis Browns. They are not forgotten. Their memory lives, whereas other relocated teams just don't have scenarios like this. But why is it? It's because St. Louis is such a baseball town, and our fans, be they Cardinals, Browns, or whoever, it's the love of the game.
We are honoring franchise icons Yadi, Waino, and Albert all season long. And today, we focus on Yadi. Let's take a look at some of our favorite pickoffs and caught stealing plays from his standout career.
And the first of many. He got him at second base. Yadi back, and nothing's changed.
All we get is buckets, and you know we finna win.
Swing and a miss. What a gun. What a gun. He is running. Throw by Yadi. What a throw. He got him.
All gas, no brakes. We ain't gonna play.
Two-out rally here. Did he get him? He did. Oh, what a play by Yadi and Molina. It's unbelievable.
Whoa, whoa. We gon' take it down. We gon' win it all. Solid as they come. We can't ever fall. Buckets every day, know we got a ball. Remember the name, cut the net and get that ring.
Throw behind and got him. Heads up play, Yadi. Molina. Oh, what a bullet. He got him. It's a perfect throw. It couldn't have been any better. Watch the runner's reaction. No, 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 no. Yadi said, okay, go ahead. Well, good luck.
When we return, I'm answering one of your questions. It's Ask Ozzy, and it's up next. Cardinals Insider is a team effort, and that includes you. We'd love to hear from you. To get in touch with the show, head on over to cardinals.com/insider and click on the Contact Us tab. And while you're there, you can rewatch old episodes and check out our podcast too. It's all at cardinals.com/insider. It's time for this week's Ask Ozzy. Evie from St. Louis asks, who was the funniest teammate you ever had? Well, that would probably be Joaquin Andujar. Joaquin Andujar was one of those guys that he had a hard time with English, and one of his favorite sayings was that you never know. If you remember the World Series in 1982, when he had a ball hit back off of his shin.
Had the Cardinals fearing the worst. Could it mean that Simmons' base hit had shattered the kneecap of their pitching ace?
One of the first things that he said was, call my mama, tell her I'm okay. I think you have to have some levity during the course of a season, those tough moments. And you want guys who have a great sense of humor. And Joaquin was one of those guys that everybody had a lot of fun with because of the things that he would say. I think that as a professional, you have to be able to make the switch. I think Whitey did a good job of putting a group of guys together and know when to turn it up and turn it down. So those things I think were very important to the success that we had in the 80s. Thanks for the question, Evie. If you want to submit a question, head on over to cardinals.com/insider and click the Ask Ozzy tab. But for now, stay with us. There's more Cardinals Insider after the break.
There's something truly special about St. Louis Cardinals baseball, and we have the perfect companion to all the action. The 2022 Cardinals Media Guide is a deep dive into the team that includes bios, stats, and background info on everyone from stars to prospects. It's the perfect keepsake as we celebrate the storied careers of 3 Cardinals legends. Get yours today at cardinals.com/media guide or stop by the Cardinals team store inside Busch Stadium.
For the good and the bad, you never forget your first car. That's why we made it the topic for this week's Ask a Cardinal. We asked the guys what their first car was and why they loved it or hated it.
My first car I actually just sold about a couple weeks ago. It was a 2012 Honda Civic, old reliable. It was I think it's gonna last till about 300,000 miles. It was I wanna say 2005 Volkswagen Eurovan. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was like driving a boat on the street.
It was a 2-door sport Ford Explorer. And I loved it because it was red and it was pretty quick. But I hated it because the muffler was broke. So it sounded really loud so people could hear me from miles away coming. They knew I was coming.
2006 Ford Explorer. If you push the gas pedal down, it didn't actually start revving the engine until about halfway down. So you basically had to floor it to get it moving every time.
My first car was a 1998 Acura TL. The ride was smooth. I had some leather seats in there, heated seats. So there were some perks even though it was an older car. It was, I always told my friends it was luxury, even though it was a little outdated.
I had a really old Volvo. Actually, my in-laws gave it to me. I was like 20 years old, didn't have a car, and it was old, but it worked good enough. My wife and I had to push it a few times.
First car was a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I used to have these leather air fresheners, and I just kept buying them and stacking them up, and so literally the smell of it was my favorite thing about it.
My first car was, I think it was like a 97 Chevy Malibu. We called it the Boo. Not super quick, not super huge, but first car was great. Loved it.
I had a 2001 Mitsubishi Eclipse. I got it that day. I loved it for that day, and then on my way to school the first day, my mom backed into the door and put a huge dent in it.
My first car was like a 1970 F-150 truck that had like 2 tanks in it. So if you ran out of gas, you just had to flip the switch and the other tank would go full. My dad gave me that because I wasn't a very good driver and he was scared something was gonna happen. So those old trucks were so tough and so strong that if a wreck happened, probably nothing would have happened to me in that truck because it was so big. I would always leave it unlocked because I didn't care if anybody stole anything because there was nothing good in there.
That's all for this week. You can always catch past stories and full episodes at cardinals.com/insider or on YouTube. For everyone involved with the show, I'm Ozzie Smith, and we'll see you right back here next week.